Welcome back to Building Character, where we figure out how to play as your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. Join the Patreon for this character sheet and like and subscribe to go along for the ride next time you play. Maybe. Today we're building Larxene from Kingdom Hearts, a girl with knives, lightning, and a whole bunch of attitude, so it shouldn't come as a shock that I'm in love with her. Get it? Because of the lightning. She could break my neck and I'd thank her.
Although...
Let's start off with our goals for this build. First, we need the lightning with big bolts to blast the babies storming our castle. Next, we need some clones, because the only thing that could be better than one Larxene is 3 Larxenes. Unless you're fighting them, then that could be rough. Finally, everyone's got signature weapons in the group. Yours are knives, so we'll get knives. Why not a rapier? That'd be so much better. For stats, we'll be using the standard pointer right from the player's handbook. Roll for stats if you want, there's just some multi-classing minimums to look out for. Charisma will be number 1. You're a great liar and a scary lady. Dexterity next, you're as fast as the lightning you're throwing. Not actually, that would be insane, but you're quick. Wisdom after that, you've got to have senses as sharp as your knives. Follow that up with Constitution, we'll be casting spells, and sometimes they're gonna require concentration. Intelligence is a bit low, we just don't need it as much as everything else, and we'll dump Strength. We fully do not need it, you're the fast one. Well, one of the fast ones. There's 13 of you, there's bound to be some double up. Larxene is a nobody, which are just humans that don't have hearts. You might say they're heartless, but that's something else. Anyway, variant humans get a feat. The Elemental Adept feat lets you treat ones you roll with a certain element like they're 2s on the damage die, and you ignore resistances to that element. Lightning is going to be the one I choose. You probably could have guessed that if you knew anything about Larxene. Bump your wisdom and your charisma with your 2 free points, take acrobatics for your skill of choice, and the charlatan background for deception and sleight of hand, and the false identity feature in case someone wants to call you Elrena. We'll kick things off as a sorcerer because I want lightning as fast as possible. Grab 2 skills from the sorcerer list like intimidation and arcana to explain the lore, but in like, a mean way. We want to zap people, so we're going to be a storm sorcerer, which will give you tempestuous magic. This lets you fly 10 feet in any direction after you cast a spell of first level or higher to zip zap zop all around. For first level spells you could do this with, Witch Bolt fires a bolt of lightning that deals 1d12 lightning damage and stays attached as long as you hold your concentration for up to a minute, dealing the same damage over and over again every round to help you save spell slots. Jump triples a creature's jump distance for a minute, you can hop all around, you just have the little issue of not having any strength. For your cantrips, Shocking Grasp deals 1d8 lightning damage and prevents the target from taking reactions, probably why Donald isn't healing you. He's being tased. Lightning Lure forces a strength saving throw of 8 plus your charisma modifier and proficiency bonus. Failing that, the creature gets pulled 10 feet closer to you and takes 1d8 lightning damage. Honestly, I'd take that trade. Light creates a light so you can see with your dumb human eyes, and Prestidigitation does a bunch of small things, but creating a non-magical trinket that fits in your hand is something you actually do. Make a little tiny star trinket and gaslight the protagonist. Bad guy stuff. Second level sorcerers get a Font of Magic, letting you recover some spell slots with your sorcery points if you want to reset the deck. I know she's been in 2 games since Chain of Memories, but I'm still pulling from it. For this level spell, Mage Armor makes your AC 13 plus your Dexterity modifier, making you a little harder to hit as long as they're not spamming Sonic Blade. Still pulling from Recom. Third level sorcerers get Meta Magic, letting you augment your spells with sorcery points, Scoop Up Heightened Spell to give creatures disadvantage on your saving throws, and Quicken Spell to cast a spell that normally takes an action as a bonus action, letting you combo Lightning Lure into Shocking Grasp. Or you could cast Mirror Image a little bit faster. That's going to make 3 illusory copies of yourself that can take hits for you. When someone tries to hit you, roll a d20. On a 6 or higher, they hit a duplicate. If you've only got 2 left, that's an 8 or higher, or 11 or higher with only 1 duplicate. They hang out for a minute, no concentration required, so get those clones together and pray to God that your enemies don't have a magnet spell. Fourth level sorcerers get an ability score improvement. Let's get that charisma up first since you're still only a caster at the moment. We'll get some fighting skills in a second, don't worry. For this level spell, Misty Step lets you teleport 30 feet as a bonus action if you need to get a little bit further than the tempestuous magic is going to carry you. 5th level sorcerers can learn 3rd level spells like Lightning Bolt, letting you force a dexterity saving throw on creatures in a 100-foot line, dealing 8d6 lightning damage to those that fail, half as much to those that succeed, letting you fully electrocute children, dogs, and waterfowl that want to ruin your plans. Sounds really evil when you say it like that. 6th level storm sorcerers get Heart of the Storm, letting you resist lightning and thunder damage, and you can deal half your sorcerer level in lightning damage to creatures within 10 feet of you that you choose after you cast a spell of first level or higher that deals lightning damage. For this level spell, we're not grabbing that. We're grabbing Haste to double your movement speed, add 2 to your AC, give you advantage on dexterity saving throws, and an extra action you can use to attack, disengage, dash, hide, or use an object. It's very good, but keep in mind you're going to miss out on an action and reaction in one turn when the spell drops, either in a minute or when you drop concentration. Turns out it's not actually easy to split yourself in two, shoot 1,000 lightning bolts, and throw knives in every direction. That makes you pretty tired, apparently. We'll bounce over to Monk now, giving you martial arts, so you can make unarmed attacks as a bonus action after you take the attack action on your turn with a monk weapon. Daggers can be monk weapons, so that works out nicely for you. Your unarmed attacks also deal 1d4 using your dexterity modifier, so you can step on my freaking throat, please. Sorry. You also get unarmored defense, making your AC 10 plus your dexterity and wisdom modifier when you're not wearing armor, but we're not investing in the wisdom modifier, so just use mage armor. It's better. Second level monks get key points they can spend to do cool nobody stuff like Step of the Wind to dash or disengage as a bonus action with doubled jump distance or sextupled jump distance with the jump spell, so you can climb a mountain and bully Elsa. Patient defense lets you dodge as a bonus action if you want to be even harder to hit than you already are with your mirror image and haste. Flurry of blows lets you make 2 unarmed attacks instead of 1 with your bonus action, so your punches are lightning fast. Finally, you get unarmored movement to go faster when you're wearing a black cloak if you just want to zoom around, which you do, you're rolling up Larxene. Third level monks can choose a monastic tradition. I wrote this script before the dragon monk was here, but I am still sticking with Kensei monk because they're good at using knives, and we got enough lightning from the sorcerer stuff. That'll make the knives Kensei weapons, which will let you do some cool things. Agile parry lets you increase your AC by 2 when you make an unarmed attack as part of your action, which pairs well with the boost from haste to possibly add 4 to your AC automatically, and you can still dodge as a bonus action with patient defense. It's fun. You can also make a Kensei shot, letting you spend a bonus action to add a d4 of damage to your ranged attacks with Kensei weapons for a round, which applies to a thrown dagger to yeet a little bit harder. Of course, no girl can truly be the best girl without calligraphy, and Larxene gets it from way of the brush. She really is perfect. So perfect, she can deflect missiles, reducing damage from incoming ranged attacks by 1d10 plus your dexterity modifier and monk level as a reaction. And you can even throw the ammo back with a key point to stop Sora from spamming Strike Raid. 4th level monks get slow fall, letting you reduce falling damage by 5 times your monk level as a reaction in case you get pushed off a mountain. Then climb the mountain, then get pushed down again, then climb it again, then have to climb back down? Frozen in Kingdom Hearts 3. So fun, right? You also get an ability score improvement. Let's get that dexterity modifier up for better monk attacks. 5th level monks get an extra attack, letting you make 2 attacks instead of 1 with your action, not counting your bonus action attacks from martial arts or flurry of blows to fight really fast. Keep in mind this doesn't apply to the extra haste attack, but that's still 1 more attack. You also get Stunning Strike, letting you force a constitution saving throw of 8 plus your proficiency bonus and wisdom modifier when you hit someone with an attack. Failing that, they're stunned until the end of your next turn, letting you swap out their keychains next round with a sleight of hand check. Your monk die also bumps up to a d6. We'll bounce over to fighter now, letting us choose a fighting style. Dueling will be the best to make your knives better, adding to the damage rolls of your weapon attacks when you have a weapon in one hand. You could also use thrown weapon fighting, 2-weapon fighting, heck, you could even grab an unarmed fighting. You really do a lot. I'm just gonna say dueling's the best. You also get second wind, letting you heal 1d10 plus your fighter level as a bonus action once per short rest. Think of it as a second HP bar. Second level fighters get an action surge, letting you make 2 actions in 1 turn once per short rest for a better mixing of spells and stabs. Third level fighters can choose a martial archetype. The Echo Knight lets you manifest an echo, a clone of yourself with 1 HP, AC equal to 14 plus your proficiency bonus, and it has to be within 30 feet of you. You can teleport to it as a bonus action, make attacks from its space, and make opportunity attacks from that space as well. The hardest part of the Larxene fight is finding a gosh darn second to breathe. This will help you keep people pinned down. You can also unleash an incarnation to make an extra attack with your attack action from your echo's location, an amount of times per day equal to your constitution modifier. So just the 1 for now, but it's still nice to have the echo. I bet you thought we'd get a 4th level fighter, right? Guess again. 7th level sorcerers can learn 4th level spells. Make a corridor of darkness with Dimension Door, letting you teleport 500 feet with an action, so you can just fully run away if you want to. 8th level sorcerers get an ability score improvement. Let's cap off that charisma modifier for maximum voltage. For this level spell, Blink from the 3rd level makes you bounce in and out of the material plane for a minute, ending your turn in the border ethereal plane if you roll an 11 or higher on a d20, meaning people just fully can't hit you until you bounce back to a space within 10 feet of where you left at the start of your next turn. It's impossible to know where Larxene is coming from next, partially because she's fast, partially because the backstory is locked in a mobile game and also isn't fully explained. They'll get to it eventually. She was a dandelion dandelion, I think. That's gotta mean something. 9th level sorcerers get 5th level spells, but don't. Grab shield from the 1st level to add 5 to your AC as a reaction. With mage armor, haste, and agile parry, this will set you to 25, assuming that you're still even on the material plane and not blinked somewhere else. 10th level sorcerers can learn a meta magic option. Extended spell doubles a spell's duration for longer hastes, mirror images, and blinks. For this level spell, Storm Sphere creates a big old lightning ball. It makes a 20-foot radius sphere that forces a strength saving throw on creatures inside, dealing 2d6 bludgeoning damage if they fail, and turning the area into difficult terrain. For the spell's minute duration, you can send out a bolt of lightning from the center with a ranged spell attack that deals 4d6 lightning damage. It has a 60-foot range, but the roll is made with advantage if they're in that initial 20-foot radius, helping you cover the entire arena in lightning. Maybe it's not the best idea to fight you in an empty flat room? Just a thought. 11th level sorcerers can learn 6th level spells. Chain lightning forces a dexterity saving throw on a creature and up to 3 creatures within 30 feet of the original target, dealing 10d8 lightning damage to those that fail, half as much to those that succeed. You might think, hey, you're only fighting Sora, Goofy, and Donald. Who's the 4th person? Jiminy Cricket is in Sora's pocket. Kill that cricket. Our capstone is the 12th level of Sorcerer for one last ability score improvement. I wish we could cap the dexterity too, but we got a little bit messy with that multi-classing. Maybe drop the Echo Knight at home. We'll talk about that more in a second. But first, let's figure out how viable this build is. First, you're a pain to hit with Blink, Mirror Image, and Haste all mixing together to let you dart around without worry. You've also got a ton of electricity, you can ignore resistances to it, and can't roll a 1 on the damage die to make that damage really consistent. Finally, teleportation is really nice for mobility. Believe it or not, being able to instantly go to a place 500 feet away is pretty useful. For weaknesses, the Echo Knight dip isn't doing much for you. I think getting the Echo is important for playing to character, but it stops you from capping your dexterity. You can also dump the monk levels and go for more fighter levels, which would let you bump your constitution and start with higher constitution for more unleashed incarnations. Finally, key points are generally limited, and if you don't commit fully to monk, they're even more limited. But that's fine, you'll wrap things up pretty quickly. Zap your enemies, make more enemies for them to deal with, and run away if you need to. Just don't be afraid to speak up if you don't want to be a Xehanort. Feel like you're much better off being yourself. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe for more. We're making a new video every day this month. Join the Patreon for this character sheet and a whole bunch more, and subscribe to Tulok and Mango for more Tulok fun.